Greetings, one, and thank you for joining me at my tasting table today. This wine is next. This is Utopia Vineyard's Ribbon Ridge AVA Chardonnay 2018 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this wine. Now be sure to subscribe to the channel. You see the latest videos that I'm producing. And if you've already subscribed, merci beaucoup to you. Very nice, thoughtful producer. I'll put, I actually have a playlist for Utopia Vineyards right up here. So let me show you this bottle up close. And of course, Utopia Vineyards, here's a back label for you to look at here. Now, I very much enjoy this wine because of its clonal identity. So when I think of Pinot Noir, especially New World Pinot Noir, I think of a lot of clonal identities and a lot of clones to pull from. So when I think of Pinot Noir, I think of a lot of vine material to grow, different expressions, and based on each of the clonal inputs and what they, give to the wine in the end. And so the same thing can be said for Chardonnay. And Chardonnay, often say in the New World, is going to be, Wente clone, which is, it's not a value assessment, like Wente, not a good clone or a good clone. It's just, pretty abundant, and it's placed in so many producers' sites in the New World. Now, you're going to find in the Old World, you're going to find it especially in Burgundy or maybe Champagne region, you're going to find a lot of different clonal identities. So what Utopia has done is found the three clones that they very much enjoy, and there's a philosophy that they selected the best clones for their Chardonnay, and it's not just the best clones, it's what also grows best in their site in Ribbon Ridge AVA. And so I think that's the pull out there. Now, these clones were certified in 1971. That's not that long ago. And if we say, well, yeah, it is. So when you look at wine history of 8 to 10 millennia, you can really say, well, 50 years is truly not a huge number. Did these wine clones exist beforehand? Yes, they did. But, exactly when did they evolve? When did they come about? When were they, obviously they were certified, but when were they recognized and elevated to these numbering systems in terms of, say, the Dijon catalog? So I think these are really essential things to think about. And we definitely have, I wouldn't want to be drinking wines 100 years ago, 200 years ago. I think there's a sense that, oh wow, they must have been amazing and all these other things. So the producer has selected these clones, 76, Dijon 76, 95, 96. I'll just point out quickly that 95 is going to give fine aromas, a rich and balanced structure. Each of these clones are going to give a certain input. And then when you put them together, I think that's the vision point of the producer, is to give their viewpoint of Chardonnay, especially from Ribbon Ridge. So when you look at North America, it's mainly Wente clone. These three clones, 76, 95, 96, and other clones were certified in 1971. And that's a really significant thing because that wasn't that long ago. And yet today, 2021, we are drinking the best wines ever, and that's based on what we've come from and the identification in terms of the science that actually goes out there and identifies and understands what clones are, what they do, and isolates them, and also really propagates them in a way that they're available at nurseries, so producers can actually pull them, put them on their site, and grow these particular clonal identities. This wine is 100% whole cluster pressed, 13% ABV. It's aged 11 months in 20% new French oak and 40% neutral French oak and 40% stainless steel. $45 price point. So, and also I want to show you a map where Ribbon Ridge AVA is. It's a relatively small AVA compared to, say, the other brethren AVA of Northern Oregon or Willamette Valley. And so you can take a look at that and take the placement. So there's very few vineyards and producers in this area. So I have visited this particular AVA, which is really cool. And I have not visited this producer, in case you're wondering. I have visited other producers in the area, but this is a really remarkable, beautiful, gorgeous wine that to me is really, begging for shellfish. I'm really gonna go for oysters on this one. I'm getting a nose of Commons pear, quince, crushed seashells, a minute hint of beeswax, and a floral notation. Next, the palate characterization. So very clean, beautiful wine. So be sure to taste this wine on its own before you taste with food, because you really want to taste the Chardonnay on its own, or you taste this with food, enjoy it on its own, and ask your guests to do the same thing, because I think it's a nice way of understanding this producer's wine, understanding Ribbon Ridge and Utopia Vineyard's Chardonnay, and getting that picture in your mind. And I think it's just completely sublime for food. A nice, remarkable, clean wine, highly nuanced, and I think that's the key note here, as well as quince, starfruit, oyster shell for really a sublime essence of salinity, and minerality notes. This wine is 94 points out of 100 points. More information on the producer down below. So be sure to give a like to this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and if you already have, merci beaucoup to you. I do appreciate that. And also share this video with somebody who's interested and who loves Chardonnay. I know many of people who are a Chardonnay fan, and this is one I'm going to recommend to my friends who are Chardonnay lovers. So thank you for watching, and come back to this tasting table. There's many more wines to be tasting, and I appreciate your support. I will see you very soon. Santé.